Good morning, everybody. I am here with day 5 of my 7-day challenge. And today I don't have a lot planned. We're going to go get our hair cut and no promises, but I'm going to see if they have time to wax my brows. So maybe I'll have my brows done in the next video, but no promises because it's me and I tend to forget, which is why I don't have an appointment for it, because I forgot to schedule it. So, yeah, no promises. So that's the only thing we're going to do today. Probably stop by Home Depot and price out some wood so that I can fix my headboard and footboard on my bed. The rails broke, so ain't nothing holding it together. So I'm going to make some sideboards for it is the plan. So I'm going to go and price out that kind of stuff to see how much it's going to cost me to fix it. Hopefully not a ton, because my dresser also broke. So I have no bedroom furniture right now. This is Brian's dresser. It's the only one that's still relatively holding together, and even that's not great. We've got one shelf. I'm gonna turn you guys so you can see. That white shelf there I just bought and put together, and then all the way over there, I can't see the camera, so hopefully you can see it. The corner shelf is a very, very gorgeous bookshelf, bookend cut shelf that my uncle made for Brian. And that's going to last 7 million years because he does good quality work. So I've got 2 shelves and half of Brian's dresser. That's the only thing in here that's holding together. Everything else is, I look like a teenager that just moved out on their own, mattress on the floor and everything. Bed's not made because mom can't make me. Not that my mom ever made me make my bed, which I appreciate, because your bed is never as comfortable as in the morning when you have to get out. So why would I mess up the blankets when it took me all night to get them perfect? That's my thought. Anyway, we're going to jump into the eye look today. It's going to be a super simple one. I'm going in with my Splurge Cream Shadow. Yes, this is an eyeshadow. Yes, this is a 1 palette challenge, but this is a very neutral color. It's just a hair darker. It looks a lot darker in the pot than it does on. But I'm going to use it to prime my eyelids. I've got some discoloration here on the inside corner and down on the bottom. And then I have veins that show through. And because I have a very neutral, cool skin tone, undertone, the veins show through really nice and pretty bright blue. And so I like this as a primer, similar to like the MAC paint pots, because it cancels out all of that coloration. It also, as far as the primers go, I have the Unique and the NARS primer that I use most often. And this, as far as texture and tackiness, ends up kind of right in between the two. So it is not as slick as the NARS primer, but it's not as tacky as the Unique primer. The more slick it is, the easier shadows blend on top of it. The more tacky, the more grip you're going to get for like shimmers and stuff like that. Sorry, the word just totally didn't want to come out of my mouth. So this is kind of right in the middle on those two, which is really, really nice for this palette, because this palette blends super easy and doesn't need that tackiness, but it also blends super easy on its own, so it doesn't really need the slickness. So this actually works really, really well for this palette. But the main reason I'm using it is I'm not doing anything else as far as makeup, because I'm getting my hair cut and it's just too much of a pain for her when she's like wiping away the small bits of hair, because I have the sides are shaved. And so when she's shaving it, I get those little tiny bits of fallout, and it's harder for her to wipe them off and stuff like that when she's worried about not messing up my makeup. And then also I do want to see if they have time to get my brows done. So if I am wearing a full face of makeup, then if they have time, this will then no longer have makeup. So why bother? So yeah, I love makeup, and I do full face, total glam makeup, and I'll wear that grocery shopping. I'll wear it when I'm just walking around the house. I don't care. If I want to put on makeup and I want to do full glam, I'm going to do it. I don't need a special event. Like, people are always like, oh, I've got no reason to dress up. You do. If you want to dress up, that's your reason. Do it because you want to, not because you have something that requires you to do it. And a lot of times when I have something that requires me to do it is when I'm like, man, I really didn't want to wear makeup today. But I also am totally confident walking out of the house with no makeup on. So you can see I've got some bags going on under my eyes and the discoloration and stuff on my lids. And I've got some spots because Aunt Flo's about to come visit. So TMI, sorry, I have no filter. But I don't care. I'm happy with who I am and how I look, so I don't really care if I'm doing makeup. It's because I want to. But you can kind of see the difference on these sides. I can pull this shadow down, and it kind of helps to camouflage that bag and under eye. I'm not doing concealer because concealer is too heavy without the rest of it. I could put some light powder on, but again, want to get waxed, so not going to. And so this just really evens out the skin tone, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing a shadow. And so this is a great trick if I don't want to wear makeup, but I want to hide these imperfections, because sometimes that's what I feel like. Sometimes I do want to have that little bit of vanity and cover up flaws. They're not flaws. They're me. Trust me, my body has some flaws, and bags under my eyes are not what I would consider a flaw. So, just kind of using that to clean up my lids and under eye, and letting it do double duty as far as cleanup and priming. So I really do like this setup. I think I finally got a setup that works. And the mirror in this NARS palette that I showed you guys in the last video is kind of perfect for me to be able to do this. It's the perfect size. I do have to, because I have horrible, horrible vision, I do have to get really close to the mirror to see a lot of different details and stuff like that. So that's a real benefit of having it set up like this. Sorry, that sentence wasn't fully formed when I started saying it, and so I had to wait for my brain to catch up. I don't have any eyeliner on my under eye. We're going to go for a very simple, basic look today, and I haven't tried this before, so yeah. We'll see how it turns out, because I don't know. So, again, KKW Beauty palette, because that is what you guys wanted to see. And I'm going to start by going in with this lightest shade. This is the matte one. And I am taking it just on a big, fluffy brush and brushing it all over because I feel like it. There's not really any big reason for this step, I guess. I like the color. I think it's slightly warmer than my skin tone. So we're just we're playing with makeup, and that's what I felt like doing. So, oh yeah, the camera's definitely picking it up. You can see how much warmer that is on my skin tone. It's actually showing up better on camera than it is in my room. So, warming up the lid. That was the reason we chose to do that. That was exactly the reason that I had in mind. Sure. Then we're going to take a blending brush, and I'm not sure which one I want to use. I'm going to start with this one. It's almost a pencil brush, really small, very soft and rounded top. So I think I should be able to get some good blending with it. And then I'm going to go in with this kind of terracotta matte color. And I'm going to start under where the arch of my brow would be if my brows were done. Right there. That's where I'm going to start. And I'm just going to kind of tap it on, not all the way down at the lash line, and I'm not going all the way in. And I'm kind of tapping it on as there's the most product on my brush. And then I'm going to blend it. I'm going to switch to a clean blending brush. I'm going to make sure it's clean because I told you guys I was going to clean my brushes yesterday and I didn't. So yesterday was what I call a bad tummy day. So it did not want to cooperate. My health decided it had other plans for my day. And so I didn't do much. I did my grocery shopping like I said I was going to. And I made my meal plan for the week. So I'm just going in with this clean brush and I'm just really blending it out, but I'm not taking it all the way in. I want this to be concentrated on the outside and just kind of a light wash of color, of that really, really warm color. And I think that looks exactly like I wanted it to look. So it just really blends into my natural skin tone and to that really light color that we put all over the lids. So I think that's exactly what I wanted it to do. So we're going to attempt to do it on the other side. Anyway, so I did a really basic dinner because I made my meal plan and I'd planned to do one that kind of takes a little bit more effort yesterday, and my body said no. So I'm gonna, again, line it up the same way that I did to kind of get it in that same spot. Pat it on, start blending it out, and then switch to the other brush because that's what seemed to have worked. But I typically try and do the more in-depth meals on the weekends because I have, I babysit during the week, and you just never know when you've got kids around, like how the day's going to go. Some days they are really, really chill and they just want to kind of play and do their own thing. And all I got to do is chase them around, you know. There's a circular flow to my house. So you can kind of, the hallway goes straight through the laundry room and connects the bedroom hallway to the kitchen. And then you can go through the living room as well. So there's like basically a circular path. They call it the secret passageway through my laundry room. And so we literally just run in circles sometimes. I chase them with the baby. I chase the two older ones. And she just loves attacking the two older kids. She laughs and coos, and they run away so they don't get drooled on. And so sometimes like that's the most effort that I got to put in is chase the kids around. And then some days they want on Auntie's lap. They want extra snacks. They want Auntie to pick them up. They want Auntie to play every single game under the sun. And they don't want to take their naps. And they're twice as messy when they're eating. And so some days I can get 0 things done around my house. Like if I'm lucky, I get like a 30-minute overlap on the naps. And then some days, like the two older will take like a 3-hour nap at the same time. And I have to wake them up at 3 hours so that they will sleep for their parents. this side was feeling just a little bit lighter than the other side. So I just kind of went in with the first brush, again, no additional product, and just kind of pushed what was on the brush back onto the lid. So what was I saying? Oh, I will do easier meals during the week, things that don't take a lot of prep, because I go to take the kids home at 5 o'clock, which is when we would typically be eating dinner. So I can't. So I try and either have something that can just be thrown in the oven before I leave and then it's done when I get back, or something that just takes a couple of minutes when I get back. So we're not eating super, super late, because Miriam does have to go to bed fairly early in the night, because it helps her to be able to control her moods and stuff the next day. And so we found that just kind of keeping a really consistent sleep schedule for her really helps. And she's getting a lot better. We were able to extend her bedtime about 4 months ago, and she's done really well with that. Maybe not 4 months ago, maybe it was only 2 months ago, but it feels like it's been forever. So she's done really, really well with that. So but we try and keep really, really consistent with our schedule. So I just cleaned off both of my brushes with my little color switch, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do the same thing, but with this darker color, and I'm going to do it right here on the corner. I'm not going to pull it out too far. If I do that, if it goes too low, I tend to look very messy and sad. So unless I am keeping it really high up to lift my face, I just look sad. So I'm going to kind of go in and I'm going to keep it above my lash line, and that's going to help to create that angle by just keeping the color here. And this is a darker color, so I don't want a ton. So just the lightest hand dipping in. All right. So just kind of lightly placing that darker shade. I want it to be differentiated between the warmer, lighter shade and this cooler, darker shade, but I don't want them to be dark or heavy. I want it to be just a wash of that color. So back to dinners, because I have nothing else to talk about. We really do tend to keep it easy during the week, because if I plan something that takes more effort and then I don't have any time to prep during the day because the kids are the priority, we either end up eating really, really late or ordering pizza, because that's what happens. And so I try and do the more in-depth dinners on the weekend. But yesterday my body was like, you know what? You're not gonna cook. So I had I took the easiest meal that I had planned, which was planned for Friday, and I put it on the menu yesterday, and I kind of swapped the days around. And yesterday we had a really easy dinner, so that's kind of what I do when I have a bad body day. I also keep a couple like frozen meals, like Stouffer's, or like those kind of pasta in a bag skillet meals on hand, because some days it's to the point where like I can't cook anything easy or not, or I'm not going to eat. Like if it's really bad, I will completely skip eating altogether. And so on those days, I tell Brian, like, fend for yourself. There's stuff in the freezer, and he'll pull out kind of whatever sounds good. And him and Miriam will end up eating that, and that way I know that they're eating. And they're taken care of and I can do it with minimal effort. So I'm just kind of blending out this darker shade and keeping it really, really focused in that little outer V area. I like it. I hope you guys can kind of see the differentiation. I might have just made that word up, between the darker and then the kind of more orangey color. And it's just kind of a really nice light wash on my lids. I'm not bringing anything below the lids because I don't want it to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some liner on the top, but I don't want it to be a ton. So I'm going to do my push liner trick. So I'm going to take that same dark brown and I'm going to take a nice thin angled brush. And I'm just going to wipe in, and starting on the outer corner when I have the most product, I'm just kind of rubbing that into my lash line. And that just kind of makes my lash line look a little bit fuller. It does add the liner effect. But it's a great way to tight line if you have hooded eyes like I do. All right, and then just that simple. So kind of finishes off the eyeshadow portion of the look. And then the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some of my Epic mascara in chocolate brown, just because it is slightly lighter. And I'm just going to do one quick coat. I can definitely build this one up and get some major volume on my lashes, but I don't want to do that today. I just want them to look a little fuller and to stand out just a little bit more. That simple. So this video is on the longer side just because I was chatting, but the eye look itself didn't really take very long at all. Just kind of take your time with the blending of it, and I like it. So probably something I will definitely repeat in the future. Yeah, we're at day 5, and I'll admit it's getting harder to think about what to do as far as coming up with a different look for you guys with this palette each day, but I'm still loving it. So the plus side is that it is causing me to think outside the box. So this is something I haven't done before. But it's kind of a inspired by as a watercolor blush looks that you see online if you watch makeup videos and stuff like I do. So it was kind of inspired by that, but just concentrated to my eyes, and I like it. I look a lot more awake right now than I started with. So that's what we're doing. Have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.